guys, welcome to Sweet Briar Farm. It's Kelsey and Mike here, and today we're going to be pregnancy checking our cows. So this is the first time we're going to be doing it ourselves, so you can learn along with us. But the reason we're bothering to check them is we're a little bit concerned that Darby, our tallest black Dexter, may not be pregnant. She's been with our bull for months, but we noticed some like bloody mucus discharge, which makes us wondering if maybe she's been cycling and we just missed it. I don't know. So we're gonna check and find out, and while we're doing it, we might as well check all the girls.
Well, and then we're checking Greta too, because we're not sure about her status. So the last we saw her go into what looked like heat, and the bull interested in her was the beginning of or early mid-November. So if she is pregnant, she'd be 2.5 months or so along, so we should be able to feel something. So I'm gonna be sticking my arm up some cow's butts. I wonder who ever thought of that process.
This is a better way.
Yeah. This diagram shows what I'm trying to do. Reach in through the anal cavity and past the pelvic floor, I guess is what I would call it. You reach in and then it opens up into open space. This figure is showing a calf much larger than what I was feeling with Jolene here. I would say Jolene is about 6 months pregnant, according to when we put her in with the bull, and kind of saw breeding activity. And I would say that what I was feeling was maybe just a little bit larger than a squirrel or maybe a rabbit at this point.
Yeah, see, that's the hard part, is like
Knowing.
Yeah. Because you almost have to have the baseline of what's normal or what's not, what it feels like when they're not
How
pregnant.
far down am I?
So I was probably about...
And way down?
Yeah.
Like when I'm
Probably about...
Yeah.
This,
so
this level.
Then I'm feeling down and I...
Yeah.
Whoever came up with this method.
You could buy an ultrasound.
Because there's like I feel like something hard and then down. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's only
that's
like the thing you're bumping is it's its skull, and it's probably only about like yay big, and it's just sitting down in here like this, and you're just kind of, and it's pretty free floating.
Yeah, I think I feel it.
You have a bowel movement.
Okay, so I feel it hard.
This one, and this one's big. The skull, this one's I think further along. There's the calf skull's bigger than it was on her.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely could be into February. Could be a
Okay, that's
birth date on her.
She doesn't look.
So
yes, well, she's taller than.
Yeah, and deeper.
I don't know what to tell you about the discharge she had. I mean, you wouldn't. It's pretty common to see them have mucus springs
on the ground.
Hard to say.
Huh. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Try not to hit my head this time. After examining Greta, it was determined that she was not bred, and her right ovary that was enlarged this spring was normal size, and her left ovary was slightly large, but we figured it was due to her normal cycling. Why she's not getting bred, that's the bigger question. We're not really sure what's going on. After seeing our bull mount her, we don't know what the underlying issue is.
Do you like me now?
This is not what we do on this farm.
Bruin came home, I think, on Thursday, bragging.
It's probably like down to this
So,
level, and so I'd guess like somewhere.
I am thinking.
Can you go below it?
Yeah.
I didn't, but
Okay,
you
because I think
you might be able to.
I think I just was below it. Now I feel, I feel
Two referees.
I wasn't.
You know, it's probably about the size of a softball, maybe ish.
Yeah,
The
I feel,
top of the.
Yeah. I was able to kind of go around it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make sense. You could do that.
So we had a question come in. I posted a picture of me learning how to do preg checks on these cows. And we had a question come in before we edited this video. The question was, can you tell if they are pregnant by looking at their right side in the pocket just below the hip bone? If it's filled out, there's a baby. If not, they are open. So right side down here, which is where you would be talking about. Here, watch out. And with Jolene and Temple, it's actually easy to tell that they are with calf, just because from what their normal body structure is when they're not pregnant, we can tell that they're a little bit wider right now. So Jolene should be the last to calf. When I was feeling what I thought was a calf inside her, that she was the first one. So, but I want to say the calf was a little bit bigger than a squirrel from what I could feel. Whereas Temple's was more like the size of a cat, like a smaller cat. And Temple we've had on the farm here for a few years, and we know she widens out when she's pregnant. So we were confident that Temple and Jolene were pregnant. So you can see she's widening up. The reason why we were concerned about Darby is because she's taller, and we could not tell, and we weren't familiar with her little bit taller structure, being this her first year on our farm. She's had 2 calves in the past, but she looks pretty skinny. But her calf, you could feel, was much farther along. The head on it was probably, from what I could tell, the head being a little bit bigger than a softball. So Dexter calves are probably 25 to 35 pounds on average. And the reason why we wanted to have her check was because we saw the kind of brownish mucus coming from her vulva, which I actually see some mucus coming from her vulva right now, but it's more clear. But so to answer that question, it's hard to tell with some cows that they're pregnant. I think Jolene and Temple are about 6 months along, where she should be about 8 months if she was bred by the bull that she was exposed to, that's what it seems like it was. So it's good that we bought her as a cow-calf pair and bred, if that's the case. So in the next month, we'll be keeping an eye on her and moving her in the barn, because we are actually hitting a cold spell. I don't know, the other part of that question is you want the cows to calve when they're right about 2 years old, which is true. So you breed them about 14, 15 months. With exception to our chondro ladybug, she was about 20 months before we put her in the bull. But just looking at how wide Jolene is compared to Darby being taller, you can see on her right side a little bit of bulge there. But like we were questioning ourselves once we saw that mucus that, well, maybe she's not bred. Where you see Jolene, a little bit shorter of a cow, and then her belly you can see is developing a little deeper. And our sweet Temple, which she's not very sweet. She's usually the bottom of the pecking order cow. But here you can see she is widening out. And she is our shortest long-legged Dexter. And she's had 2 calves here on the farm. First one was bull calf, which was Buddy. And then the second one was Dr. Kune, who's up in the heifer pen. Who's a nice short Dexter too. All right, so we got 3 out of the 4 bred. I'm thinking from the feel of it anyway, Darby's probably was bred by the bull that she was exposed to before we bought her, so bonus.
Yeah.
So she should calve first. It was definitely easier to, I don't think I felt Jolene's the first one. Maybe I did. I mean, Carl was there, he definitely knew, but wasn't really sure what I was looking for. But so that was interesting. Never had my hand up a cow's, well, arm deep in a cow's ass before. So, but I definitely felt Temples and Darby's, so be expecting calves. Unfortunately for Greta, we're not gonna keep her on the farm. She'll live on her hats.
There you go. So thanks for watching, guys. Please make sure you subscribe for more fun on Sweet Bear Farm.